2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. It's basketball out in Memphis, FedEx Forum to be exact. We'll see the Grizzlies go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they are clearly amped up for this one and determined to have a strong showing from the get-go. They feel this is a game they can win and want to establish that pace early on. One problem Memphis ran into last year was playing from behind. It just didn't seem to really have anybody who could produce if they were behind on the scoreboard. So how big a problem is that for them, Shaq?
Well, it's a product of the team playing at a very slow pace and very, very deliberately, old-school basketball style. Those days are over. You know, their offensive punch ain't strong enough for them to get back into the games when they fall behind.
Well, I to some point, I disagree with that. I think that Mike Conley, I think that Gasol, I think that Zebo, all of these guys can score.
Jeff Green.
Yeah, without question. But they just have to speed the pace up. When they speed the pace up, they're able to do that. Or when they really slow it down, they don't like the middle ground. They like fast or slow, not the middle ground.
Kevin Harlan standing by. Let's turn it over to him, Kevin.
A beautiful evening in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Our setting tonight, the FedEx Forum. Welcome, basketball fans. It's Saturday afternoon, and you're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We're live at the FedEx Forum here in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, as the Grizzlies try to defend their home court. Now let's get a pregame report from Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who spoke with Greg Popovich. David.
Well, Pau Gasol is one of the real humanitarians in the NBA. An ambassador for UNICEF, he concerns himself with a lot more than just basketball. Jerry West said of Gasol, you can feel the warmth, the goodness in him. A real gentleman. If you're around him, you can't help but like him. Kevin?
A gentle giant, David, for sure. Thanks. In a rivalry game here, Brent, between these two conference foes, we could see tempers flare in this one.
What always starts a rivalry, Kevin? Is it familiarity with one another?
I think so, sure. The more you play, the more you know.
Yep, well, we got that here tonight. So these guys don't like one another. We're going to see how tense this game is. We'll have a good gauge on the temperature of these teams.
Familiarity is a big word in these kind of matchups.
It is. It's a lot of syllables, too.
Yeah. What? A lot of vowels. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol at the 5 down low. That's good from Gasol on the assist from Conley. Gasol's got the opening field goal of the game for the Grizzlies. Conley against Parker. Kicks to Leonard. Clock at 6. Steps back and fires. Some solid defense from Randolph.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Parsons' shot is off. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Pass to Parker. Dishes to Aldridge. Puts one up from 19. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Conley with it. Picked by Randolph. Conley kicks to Randolph. Back to Conley.
Come get it, come get it.
Down low. Banked in off the glass.
Well, that's one of his best attributes is his passes hit guys in stride.
And Zach Randolph, once a double-double machine, had a harder time producing at that same rate last season.
True, but he has aged well overall because he's a power guy whose game relies more on skill and instincts than quick.
Well said.
And the difference last season was that he couldn't sustain energy for as many minutes per game. He can still dominate for stretches at both ends, but just not as long.
Here's Conley. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. There's the three. Conley's shot is off. The Spurs have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Parker with it. Conley picks him up. Parker dishes to Gasol. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. Gasol with the steal. To the paint. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And the Grizzlies, one of the top contenders in the West for a number of years, now at a bit of a crossroads. What do you think?
Yeah, every team goes through this. There's a certain life cycle to any roster. The good news for the Grizzlies fans is that their front office has been right more often than not. We'll see if they can continue to pull another rabbit out of their hat.
Conley, the pass to Randall. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Grizzlies shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
2 shots.
And that one misses.
And when you look at the Spurs, it's about the offensive philosophy in terms of ball movement. You look at the numbers, players shoot much more efficiently off of the catch than they do with the dribble. The Spurs exemplify the good to great in ball movement.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Green, he's checked in for Gasol. Carter comes in for Parsons. Troy Daniels, he's checked in for Allen. And Baldwin subbed in for Mike Conley. And he's good on the second. And the Spurs offense, just beautiful basketball. They call it good to great. You pass up a good shot to set up your teammate with a great shot.
Well, I think what they do well, Kevin, is always explore what it is they can get to first. If it happens in the first 6 seconds, they'll take advantage of you. And if they don't, they'll get into the half court, run multiple pick and rolls. And every time somebody needs an outlet, there's a guy in the right spot to bail you out on the possession. It's often beautiful to watch.
Stolen by Anderson. In transition, here come the Spurs. And here's Leonard from three. They grab their own miss. Dedmon's shot is off.
He's certainly a threat to finish those opportunities with some style and flair, but the defense did a simply outstanding job preventing that from happening.
Nice shot by Randall.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Spurs trail by 4.
Hey, who's watching?
Now Mills. He feeds it to Leonard. 1:03 left to play in the first. He gets it in there.
The dangerous in the catch and shoot. When Mills sets his feet, has great balance, he's tough to stop.
Pass to Daniels. Here's Baldwin. On the wing, Daniels shoots. And another basket for Memphis. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first. Ginobili kicks to Anderson. The feed to Mills. He dishes it to Dedmon. Just 5 on the clock. Leonard against Carter. Again, Leonard missing.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just clanged it.
Carter, the pass to Baldwin. Out to the wing for 3. Not going to go that time. And so the first quarter is in the books. Memphis out in front. They're up by 4. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
Well, they've carved out a nice little advantage here, really by dictating the pace early on.
Chandler Parsons out there with Martin. Then it's Conley. Then it's Ennis. And it's Wright in at the 5. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Offensive rebound, Anderson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. You think about great teams, they almost always have great leaders on the floor. And Brent, we can talk about some of the things that go into that.
Well, sometimes it doesn't come from the team's leader, but if I think about a team and vocal leader and combine all of those things into one, Chris Paul is a guy who, if you ever watch a Clipper game, he talks more than Doc Rivers.
I would agree.
It's the truth.
Well, we see it firsthand courtside.
If Chris Paul could do the pregame interviews with you, Kevin, he would. He just saves it all for the game action.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills.
And the one thing you can say about the Grizzlies, year after year, defense has been their calling card. I mean, they do it with toughness, they do it with pace, and they have tremendous heart.
The dish to Parsons. Trying to find Wright. He's got it now. And Wright throws it down hard.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now, here's Parker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Over in the corner, Green. Off target from three-point range. You know, discussing the Grizzlies defense, it wasn't quite as locked down last year, Greg, as it had been.
Yeah, and the thing about playing good defense, it requires everyone to be on the same page. One weak link can cause a breakdown for the whole unit. And factor in the injuries for the Grizzlies last season, it's somewhat surprising their defense held up at all.
And here is Aldridge after the three-pointer from Chandler Parsons. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Aldridge. And here is Conley. Parsons outside. To the middle. Here's Martin, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Coach Pop often talks about the value of corporate knowledge, the procedures and shared philosophies that guide his basketball teams year after year. They're actually compiling a database called the Spurs Way to make sure that knowledge is passed down over time.
And that one falls for Martin. And you think of the incredible success, Brent, the Spurs have enjoyed. You know it firsthand. You'd love to look at that written record for the Spurs and see that recipe.
Well, as much as there's X's and O's that go on in between the lines for the San Antonio Spurs, it's just very hard to duplicate or emulate what it is that the Spurs have been able to find in terms of the character of their team. That's what many franchises right now, Kevin, I don't think have a great handle on.
Now, here's Parker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Pass to Green. Feeds to Aldridge. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
The free throw drops for Aldridge. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here is Martin. There's the pick. Back to Conley. Shot clock at 6. He kicks it to Martin. Memphis moving that ball around. A nice shot by Gasol.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
Yeah, great ball movement and patience. They're working hard for those good looks.
Here's Anderson. Nobody near Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And as soon as Parker catches the ball, he immediately rises up and pulls the trigger. Love to see the confidence on display there.
Now here's Allen. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And that one's good by Aldridge.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
If these guys are focused on making a push with the basketball, they can be very good.
Here's Conley. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Off target with the open look.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Green, the screen. Gasol dishes to Anderson. The kick out to Aldridge. Over in the corner, Green. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. And Greg Popovich, coach of the Spurs, at times we've seen him be a little prickly with the media. If he doesn't like a question, Brent, he'll let you know about it.
Well, I know the shtick for some people, Kevin, has gotten a little bit tiresome, but that's not who Greg Popovich is as a coach. He just doesn't like to do those in-game interviews. It's kind of like you sitting with me doing a broadcast.
You're right.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Well, when your opponent keeps piling on and piling on like this, your only choice is to get together during a timeout and fix it.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Green, he's checked in for Martin. Carter comes in for James Ennis. Daniels, he's checked in for Allen. And Baldwin subbed in for Mike Conley. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Leonard comes in for Anderson. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Now here is Carter. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mills has got the ball. A quick shot there, and it's off target. The Grizzlies have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. The pass to Carter. Inside. Baldwin can't get it to go.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gasol a screen. He tries for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Grizzlies lead by 3.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Well, grab your tape measure. He sized him up, realized he had just enough space to get that one off.
Outside Aldridge. Here's Dedmon. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Grizzlies lead by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. There was no slowing down Zach Randolph early on. He had 8 points and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Doesn't the Mississippi River look simply spectacular in the moonlight here tonight? Welcome back, everyone, to Memphis. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Without question, Zach Randolph displaying his skills today.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
So let's think about the options. You front him or you bring the quick double team. But yeah, he's having a monster game in the post.
You played for, what was it, 6 different teams over your terrific career. We're seeing less and less players remain on the same team for their entire career. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the game of basketball?
I think it's a thing that just can't be avoided nowadays with the way the contracts and free agency are set up and the way the teams like to maneuver around. One of the things, Kevin, I think that's taken effect is a quick trigger from a lot of the younger owners that the NBA has, where they don't have immediate success. They're not willing to go the patient route and wait for guys to develop, wait for guys to see their talent and come to fruition with the team that they're with. And so you'll continue to see plenty of player movement as the league moves on.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for San Antonio, the defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Pau Gasol is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Parker in at the point guard. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said, sometimes in timeouts, I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. And I'll get up and walk away. Because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That accountability goes a long way. Spurs passing it around. 6 to shoot, and Gasol gets it to go.
And Gasol excels from that mid-range area. If you leave him open from there, you're going to pay the price.
Allen kicks to Parsons. Down low, Randolph. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. Randolph's got 10.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Outside Leonard. And stolen by Parsons. And here comes Parsons leading the fast break. Great D that time from Leonard.
That set had everything but the finish. You know, even though they missed that shot, they know they will convert that more times than not.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Memphis. Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Gasol passes to Parker. Outside Leonard. Green, the screen. Here's Gasol. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
Both free throws good from Gasol.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency, it seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. I like the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio.
Conley with it. He's picked up by Parker. Spurs trail by 4. Anderson outside. Kicks it to Parker. Parsons against Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 5th assist in this one. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. And for Gasol and the Spurs, it was actually another Gasol that was prompting Pau to join the team. His brother Mark told him, go to San Antonio.
Yeah, and what is strange is that Mark is very much on a team that rivals the Spurs. So I don't think Mark was doing it just so he could battle his older brother 4 times a year. I think he meant what he said with the Spurs. They are a great organization and would probably make the best fit for Pau at the end of his career.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by Michael Conley. Anderson the screen. To the inside for the tie. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Tony Parker, the 3rd Frenchman ever to play in the NBA, and unquestionably the best.
Well, we've seen a lot of his countrymen follow in his footsteps, and he came over so young. At that time, he was the youngest point guard in the NBA since Magic Johnson was in 1979. And like Magic, he quickly earned some championship hardware.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Green, he's checked in for Randolph. Carter comes in for Parsons. Daniels, he's checked in for Tony Allen. And Baldwin subbed in for Mike Conley. San Antonio also making some changes. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Anderson. Ginobili comes in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. And the stability of the San Antonio roster has always been one of their strengths, but with the departure of some of their veteran stalwarts, this Spurs team has a new look.
It's been really interesting how they've restructured what it is the franchise's foundation is going to be as they move forward. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge becoming the pillars of what the next 5 or 6 years of San Antonio Spurs basketball will be. Well, coming into the league, Kawhi Leonard was not a perimeter shooter, but he's developed into one of the league's finest. No longer a spot-up threat, though. He can create some offense on the block, able to handle the ball and bully smaller players with that massive frame at 230, just moving defenders around.
And Brent, you look at the growing offensive role for Kawhi Leonard. For as many touches as he gets, he hardly ever turns the ball over.
Well, have you seen his hands, Kevin? How would you get the ball away from those things? You just don't find players who can score in isolation, space the floor, and protect the ball as well as he does.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Free throw shooting, just another part of his game he does extremely well.
Baldwin the pass to Carter. Dishes it to Green. Passes to Daniels. Wright sets a screen. Pass to Baldwin. Fires for 3. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Daniels with it. He's covered by Ginobili. Daniels with it. Up top right, he feeds it to Daniels. 6 to shoot. And it's Carter missing. Now here's Mills. He's tightly guarded. Left side, Leonard. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Leonard's got 10.
Now, there just aren't many guys that have a more devastating mid-range game. Leonard has fine-tuned that shot to where it's almost automatic.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Spurs out in front, up 1. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
The way we keep a lead is to keep making stops, gain rebound, and keep the pace on offense.
No surprise moments ago in that little talk that Greg Popovich gave his team in pushing his troops, sensing an open opportunity to break this thing wide open.
And he's a guy who will never settle. And for good reason. He knows that any dip in momentum can shift the course of a game.
And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Down low, the tough pair of Zebo and Gasol. And there's Carter. Then it's Conley, and it's Daniels in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here is Carter. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Puts up a 3. Daniels, no good. San Antonio leading. It's Ginobili with the drive. A 3 from Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. Leonard's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Spurs. Randolph a screen. Conley dishes to Randolph. To the inside. 11 feet away. Rebound San Antonio. Ginobili outside. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. To the middle. Layup off the pick. Shots good by Dedmon.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Gasol a screen. Randolph against Aldridge. Randolph gets to Conley. Back to Randolph. Memphis moving it around. It's Gasol missing.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
That's really one of his specialties, altering shots in close.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And Leonard gets it to go.
Timeout.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, they might want to think about doubling him, maybe tripling him. I'm not sure what's going to work. Right now, he's hitting everything.
Some changes here for the Grizzlies. Chandler Parsons comes in for Vince Carter. And Tony Allen subbed in for Daniels. The Spurs also with the sub. Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. They have been getting killed from long range tonight, and he said, we can't lose track of their shooters. We're overpacking the lane, and we're leaving them wide open. Guys, we'll see if they can make the adjustment.
And don't look now. If there's anything Leonard could improve upon, it's getting his teammates more involved. Exhibit A, that assist.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Will it go? And it's good on the layup. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. They set the pick. Shot off the pick. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Parker's got the lead up to 10 now for the Spurs.
And they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Start to feel their confidence. That's the difference between the success they're having now and the struggles they faced earlier.
Spurs have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Gasol with the steal. Conley against Parker. Parsons for 3. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Allen against Ginobili. Screened by Parker. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Ginobili. The feed now to Aldridge. It's rebounded by Gasol. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Allen kicks to Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. Looking for Allen and gets it there. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
San Antonio making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Allen, no good on the free throw. Spurs leading by 6. Parker kicks to Gasol. And it's good on the assist by Parker. That's now 8 points for Pau Gasol.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
11 feet away. Gasol, no good. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Deflects the pass and stolen by Parsons. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Knocked away. Leonard with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Oh, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Baldwin the pass to Green. Fires the 3. Baldwin can't get it to go. Now here's Mills. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Tony, you guys seem to really pick up the intensity tonight. What was happening out there?
We were motivated tonight. You know, today we were on a mission. We want to make a statement, and we played great basketball, great ball movement. Everybody wasn't selfish. We shot the ball a lot better, and we played great defense.
Looked like a typical Spurs game, Tony. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
There's a very short list of the league's best player, and Kawhi Sugar K Leonard name should be on it. Defensively, oh yeah, you heard it here first, he's the top guy. And offensively, guess what? Ding, 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 newsflash, he's right up there too. I'm really happy to see how far he's come. Love watching him dominate a game like this one. Sugar K Leonard, because this game is sweet.
He was scorching the nets all night, hit nearly 60. That's right, Ernie, 60% from the field. He was extremely aggressive, but his shot selection was unbelievable.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.